Okay students, so welcome to part 2 of the video lecture for this module. We will go over how to process data and read data from files into a program, and also how to use the repetition structure, while and for loops to get the data from the files, and maybe just a little bit about how to process information which will help you to do the calculations that are part of your lab 3. So here I have now created a file called numbers.txt. As you can see, it has 4 integers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And my task is to read this data from the file and display it one after the other. So the first thing I need to do is I need to make sure that I include fstream, as you can see here. This fstream will allow us to input information from a file and also write information onto a file. But in this case, we are actually reading information. So I'm using the ifstream class from fstream, and I'm creating a file variable called infile, which is of type ifstream, which means this file variable is going to get connected to numbers.txt, right? And we are going to see how to do that. I have a constant here which is set equal to 4 because I have 4 pieces of data. I've got a variable to hold the data right here, each number as it comes in, right? Now the first thing I need to do is I need to open this file, and so this function called open is executed on this file variable. So what I'm saying here is, can you open this file called numbers.txt and connect it to my file variable called infile? Once I've done that, 2 things can happen. Either the file is available, the file name is correct, the file is not corrupted, and we are ready to go. Or we have not given the file name correct, or the file name has file has just disappeared, or it is corrupted and we cannot read from it. So we do have to make sure that we put in this check. So I'm using this function called fail, which tells me if the file is not available. If it's not available, we just need to get out of here. We need to give an error message, and we cannot do any further processing. So however, if that is not the case, I go to the else clause, and for I is equal to 1 to 4, I input the data from the file and then write out that data. So as you can see, the output is correct here. I'm going to run it one more time for you. And as you can see, this is what the output is. Now the question is, what if, for example, right? What if the user had changed, the file was correct, but what if the user had accidentally given 3 instead of 4? This will be a problem because we have used a for loop to go from 1 to 4, and I'm just going to run this to see what happens here. You see, it has read it and displayed 2, 33, 44, and then 44 one more time. So it has repeated the last piece of data, right? So this is incorrect. We want to make sure that if there's 3, then we read only 3, but if there's 4, then we are able to read the 4th one. So in these situations, when you do not know how many times you need to execute, the best thing to do is to use a while. So I'm going to change this for clause and say while. Now here I'm just going to introduce an integer and say this integer is called I, right? And I am going to set this equal to 0, and I'm going to say while I is less than count, right? While I is less than 3, so it could be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or, right, infile .eof or not infile.eof. So we have not reached the end of file, right? So keep doing this. Now if we have not reached end of file, then this thing is going to be true, but the minute we have reached end of file, then this is going to be false. I'm actually going to change this to an and, right? So we are testing both the conditions. Now the minute this thing gets to be true, you've reached the end of file, not in infile.eof becomes false, and anything is false, so then we get out of this loop. So here let's see the difference in the output here, the one thing I do need to do here is I need to increment I, right? And now let's run this program. Oh, let's run this one more time. And as you can see, this program is executing correctly and it is only displaying 3. So here's how you can actually, while loops are much more powerful than for loops, because not only can you use them as for loops, but you can also build complex conditions that allow you to check if you've reached the end of file or not. So 2 takeaways here. One is your file needs to be available, it needs to be open, and it needs, and then you can use a while loop to go all the way to the end of the file. I just like to show you here by renaming. Let me just rename this file here and to show you what happens if you're not able to. So I'm just going to change this to data just for a minute and then run this program. You see here how it says file open error, because it was looking for numbers.txt and what we are giving to it is numbers.data. So I'm going to change this back again here, right? Now there's one last thing that I feel would be useful for you to do the delay calculation, but I'm hoping that if necessary I will put that into another video, but this for now is how you can use while loops to read data from files.